Welcome back to Series 2 of the Bilingual Interpreting Examination Training. In this video, we will direct you to some publicly available resources you can refer to as you prepare to take the Bilingual Interpreting Examination, or BIE. We'll also talk about how to use various practice exercises to develop your interpreting skills. Finally, we'll cover how you can develop materials on your own for continued practice and improvement. One of the first places to look for resources is in the companion document that accompanies this training. Here, you can find a list of resources available through the Judicial Council of California, including videos, training resources, and frequently asked questions, or FAQ. Among the videos hosted by the Judicial Council of California are ones for prospective interpreters. These cover court interpreting as a career and how to get started in court interpreting. You can also find a video that discusses the court interpreter self-assessment. This is a tool to help you determine if you are ready to take the BIE. Links to the self-assessment tool and videos are included in the companion document. The training resources provided by the Council include exercises to help you build your interpreting skills. Specifically, they will help you practice the three modes of interpretation: sight translation, including English into your non-English language and your non-English language into English; consecutive interpretation; and simultaneous interpretation. We covered some of these exercises in the previous video, preparation and study tips for the BIE. But you can find many more by reviewing this video and the accompanying resources. You can also find suggested reading, as well as a listing of interpreter training programs in California and nationally. The Prospective Interpreter's FAQ answers many commonly asked questions about interpreting, such as: what does it take to become a court interpreter? Are court interpreters in demand? And how do I contact the Court Interpreters Program? Be sure to read through this list to see if your questions are answered there. On the companion document, you will also see resources available through the National Center for State Courts, or NCSC. The NCSC is the organization that develops BIE test content, administers rater training, and oversees the rating process. Resources available from the NCSC include information on the written examination as well as the oral examination, or BIE as it is known in California. You can also find self-assessment and study tools like legal glossaries, a resource guide, qualifications for court interpreting, and common oral interpreting exam performance deficiencies. You can also find more court interpreter practice materials. These include common courtroom documents as well as audio recordings of scripted scenarios. You can use them to practice the three modes of interpretation. Once again, these are sight translation, including English into your non-English language and your non-English language into English; consecutive interpretation; and simultaneous interpretation. Additionally, you can find a glossary template. You can use this template with each of the practice scripts and audio files. This way, you can begin to build a personal glossary, as we discussed in the previous video. When using the Court Interpreter practice materials, be sure to refer to the instructions document. This will tell you how to use these materials, including what equipment you'll need when working with them. Note that the materials have been provided in English only, so that they can be used by interpreters of any non-English language. However, portions of these materials can be translated and recorded so that you can practice interpreting from English into your non-English language and from your non-English language into English using audio stimuli. This will simulate interpreting in a court scenario. You can also record your renditions using a recorder and playback device so that you can assess or get feedback on your performance. Besides the resources that have been made available to you through the Judicial Council of California and the NCSC, you can create additional practice materials on your own. But you may be wondering, with all the sources around me, why do I need to create practice exercises? The reason is, while practicing interpreting using widely available resources like TV and radio shows and articles online is a great place to start, these resources won't necessarily provide you with the feedback you need to grow your skills. But a well-structured exercise, which includes a document for you to interpret, or an audio recording and a transcript of that recording, will allow you to compare your rendition to the source material. This way, you can better assess your performance and identify areas needing improvement. When creating practice exercises, you can use materials on a variety of subjects. This will help you improve your overall vocabulary and comprehension. However, it is also helpful to select materials that pertain to court interpretation and that are representative of what you would encounter on the job. This way, you can become familiar with the terms and phrases, as well as routine speech that you are likely to hear in court. When creating practice resources for sight translation, search for examples of common documents that you may encounter in court. These may include police reports, affidavits, forms, and letters to the judge. Look for documents that are about 200 to 225 words in length. Try to find ones in English and your non-English language so you can practice sight translating in both directions. If you are unable to find authentic documents in the non-English language, you can translate English documents and then use these for practice. To create practice resources for consecutive interpretation, look for transcripts of court proceedings that include examinations of witnesses. You can also look for transcripts from movies or TV shows that include this type of questioning, or even use scripts that you create yourself. You should try to use consecutive exercises that have at least 20 to 25 questions and 20 to 25 answers. Each utterance should be anywhere from 1 to 50 spoken words. Aim to have most of the utterances be of medium length, with a few longer or shorter ones. You can also add utterances to a script or edit the utterances when making an exercise. Once you have a good script, keep the questions in English, but translate the answers into your non-English language. You can then get a friend to help you record the utterances or even record them yourself, so that you have a complete audio file to use for practice. Just be sure to leave enough time between each utterance to interpret. For simultaneous interpretation practice materials, look for transcripts of monologues in court. These may be opening statements, closing arguments, judge's instructions, and more. Aim for about 800 to 850 words in your script. Then record it, either yourself or with the help of a friend, speaking at a pace of about 120 words per minute. Use headphones to listen to the recorded audio while interpreting simultaneously. Be sure to record yourself so you can go back and compare your interpretation to the original content. Keep in mind that you can use these materials again and again as you hone your skills. And don't forget, you can also add keywords and phrases into your personal glossary as you work with them. When searching for materials or building practice exercises, start by looking online. With the right keywords, you can find information on practically any topic. You can also change the parameters of your search to narrow down the results. Or you might set the search to be regionally specific. This may help you find results tailored to a particular country and more likely to be written in your non-English language. You can also look for previously recorded court cases, speeches, TV shows, and more. Some videos may even be automatically transcribed or may include captions. This can help you in creating your practice materials. Finally, there may be times when you need to look up a particular word or phrase, such as when translating portions of your practice materials, assessing your performance, or building your glossary. To do this, there are many tools you can use. Monolingual and bilingual dictionaries are some of the most commonly used resources. There are even many free monolingual and bilingual dictionaries online. Just note that they can have some limitations, such as the number of terms that are included or in providing equivalents in different contexts. You can also learn and review terminology using authentic documents, news articles, and other media in the original source language, meaning it has not been translated. When searching, look for in-language articles and videos on the subject. Also, be sure to look for reputable sources, such as websites or publications sponsored by official agencies, rather than private or individual sites or publications. There are also websites that are particularly useful for interpreters. Some provide glossaries, while others allow you to search for definitions of words or phrases. Some even provide translations of the term across different contexts, such as art, science, history, or business. You can also locate online forums where other language professionals come together to ask questions and discuss possible solutions. We hope this video helped you to learn about some of the resources available to help you practice and develop your interpreting skills. We also hope it helped you learn how to develop your own practice materials. For more information related to this training, please contact the California Judicial Council's Court Interpreters Program. We wish you the best of luck in your journey to become a court interpreter.